Guys, welcome back to another edition. Well, I am in my home village of Wrington in North Somerset today. I'll do a little video and show you parts of the village, the shops as they are now, and comment on what I remember them being back in my youth, or my childhood I should say. So I'm outside the Memorial Hall here in Wrington, and this is where I'm going to start. So there's a few famous people, or a couple of famous people that come from Wrington. You may have heard of them. One of them is John Locke. He was a famous philosopher. I will put down below what year he was born and what year he passed away. Also, there was another famous playwright, poet and writer and educator called Hannah More. Now, she was born in Fish Ponds in Bristol and passed away in Clifton, but her body remains in the church down here. I will again pop in when she was born and when she passed away. So let's go and have a little look round. There's a lot of references in the village to John Locke, including the building opposite where I am stood now, which is the parish council office. And also there are John Locke villas down by the church, and that's not very far away from the house that he was born, which is no longer there. It's been demolished, it's been gone a long time. I can't ever remember even seeing the footings for it there. So let's go and take a walk and see what we can see. The first visit is to the school, primary school I went to when I was a young boy. So guys, this is reminiscing for me. I walked to school every morning when I was a young boy. Yeah. This wall wasn't here though. This is all new. Very new. Neither was that boat. So there's a school. I will pop in the date when it was first opened or built. So I attended school here as a young boy from 1976 until the year 1982. You can't see it from here, but basically the school when I came here was just this. That porter cabin wasn't there, although there was a porter cabin. Let's just move on down. It has a wonderful tower, this building. I remember sitting in the steps outside the headmaster's office, writing lines because I'd been a naughty boy. I'm sure we've all been there at some point. So yeah, this is where I went to school. There's a tower there. Spooky place, we always thought. But yeah, many happy memories. I can even remember my teachers' names. They were Mrs. Collins, Mrs. Hodges, now sadly both passed away. We had Miss Lewis, now Mrs. Waffen, who I regularly see around the village. And we had Mrs. Layton in my last year here. And she was a lovely lady. Haven't seen her for a long time. Anyway, onwards. There's lovely rewilding efforts here in our village as well. Always seem to look nice at this time of year. Sowing for the bees. It's very pretty, doesn't it? So guys, excuse the noise, we are not far away from Bristol Airport here in Wrington. So I'll just let that plane go. So up in there was the old abattoir, because there was a butcher's here in Wrington. I will show you that in a second. This here is a scout hall. It really is quite a beautiful village, to be fair. The High Street is quite impressive, Broad Street. So here we have the garage. They no longer sell fuel. This used to be King Cot's garage here in Wrington. You have this building in front of me now used to be the butcher's. To the left and to the right, it used to be the Treasury, which was like a they sell everything. It's now a photography studio. Yeah, the Treasury they used to literally sell everything you could think of, sort of stationery and one thing or another. This one now is like a zero waste pantry place. This place here, you can see what it now is, but it used to be the off license. I can remember Jim Bugler, quite a character, tossing us the sweets. Over here we have the clock house. That's been many things over the years, including estate agents who'll just walk on round. These lovely hollyhocks here. A lot of hollyhocks around the village. Sorry about the light, guys, but it is quite early in the morning and it's fairly overcast. Let's walk on round to one of the village pubs. Here is the very well maintained village green that I look after. There we have the plough-in here at Wrington. Sorry, another plane going off. They're busy today. Didn't think they were allowed to take off too many on a Sunday, but there you go. There is the gallery. There's been many things, many things over the years. There's been a couple of hairdressers in there and one thing or another. Two buildings in front of me there. The cream one and then the one to the right with the blue door. They used to be banks as I grew up as a kid. One was the Lloyd's. One was the National Westminster. Here we have Amores. This is where the post office is. I'm just coming into the main street now. Amores stores there. That's always been Amores as far as I can remember, but we are now in the main street here. This is the other pub in the village. Of course, I never go in there. So that there always used to be one building many moons ago. And it was a hotel, the Golden Lion Hotel here in Wrington. We'll just move on down the main street here in Broad Street. We have this spectacular building, which was the old rectory, and is called the old rectory still. I'm moving on down. That's Rectory Cottage, one of the oldest buildings in the village. If I spin you around this way, the blue one up there is one of the oldest buildings in the village. move on down to this shop here, the boot shop. It says it what it is. It is the old boot shop, the old shoe shop, Millard's it used to be called. Yeah, they used to repair boots back then, repair shoes. Now it's a throwaway culture and we tend to buy it's cheap and throw it away, don't we? This next one here used to be the fruit and veg shop, and that was owned by Temples. Over there we have a cafe. That used to be a pub many years ago, and it was called The Bell. And next to it we've got Old Bell Court, and in between being a pub and this cafe, it was also a garage, and with a shop that again literally sold everything. You could go in there for a watch battery and come out with a wheelbarrow. So we're going down now. We're just heading down now to basically where the area and where John Locke's house was. We're going past all these buildings here that have been bakeries, etc. in the past. This one here. We carry on down, Baker's buildings. And behind there was a mill where they used to make the dough, bake the bread, etc. Shop in front of me now is a flower shop. And that's been many things as well. I remember as a kid going in there, it's like a hardware store. And it's where my nan used to buy her wool for her knitting. So we're just crossing the road here now into what they call a triangle, because it is sort of triangular shaped. So we'll just go down. The buildings you can see in front of me are basically called the John Locke Villas. I'll take you around this way down into the churchyard. We'll touch on the church a bit later on. I'm going to put a video on the end of this video for you to enjoy the architecture of the church. I'm just going to be a bit quiet now because I'm aware that it's very early and people have their windows open. Yeah, so John Locke house is no longer there, it's just back there on the right hand side. But that is basically where John Locke was born. This is the church. I won't do too much on this because like I said, I'm going to pop in a video at the end. But this is All Saints Church here in Wrington. Another plane taken off, excuse me. See how busy it is. And as we come round here, basically the place with the little light on over there used to be the newsagents here in Wrington, owned by a lovely couple called the Thomases. I remember them very well. I remember my dad, my nan always buying me Matchbox cars, and I always kept on, can I have a Matchbox car? And of course they weren't cheap, and we weren't rich people. So the building here, guys, used to be a fish and chip shop many moons ago. And that chip shop used to be run by my auntie and uncle, a couple, lovely couple called Les and Trixie. And this is Railway Wharf, various shops here, etc. And you're thinking, railway in Wrington? Yes, there was a railway in Wrington, and it was a branch line off the Cheddar Valley line. And the branch line used to come into Wrington from that direction down there. That there is a signal box, and it used to run across the road and down to the station in that direction. So this is Tinknall's Row, and Tinknall's used to be, as another plane that bugging me this morning. Yeah, Tinknall's used to be a builder's merchants here in Wrington many years ago. Plane going over that church there. Church. Like I said, I will pop a video, I'll attach the video to the end of this video so that you can see the architecture. Yeah, I mean, it is a beautiful building. So their church actually was the construction started in 1300s. The oldest part of the church remaining now is sort of 1450s. Obviously it's had many restorations over the years. So we'll go up through this way. I mean, I'm only just touching the surface on this video, guys, and it's not the sort of video I normally do. I normally add music, etc. So I'm sorry if I'm droning on. I don't know how else to do these type of videos. So here, where these buildings are in front of us, and this grass area, where the buildings are, that used to be the doctor's surgery here, and this area was the car park for the doctor's surgery. We just take a little look through here a second. I look after all the grass areas. Basically, I mow the grass in these areas around this village. Just going in now to what is named the Glebe Field. I mean, this used to be a big field all the way down to the station. All these houses are new to me. Wrington has grown massively. I mean, when I grew up here as a boy, it was way less than 2,000 people living in the village. Now I think it's close to 4,000. So the village has really grown. There is a play park here, or one of two play parks. This is the little baby play park. Again, part of the glebe. I don't know if any of you know anything about the glebe. Basically it's church land, and this is all on church land. Again, the church just there in front of me. The lighting is pretty poor, I must admit, guys. I'm very sorry about that, but there's not a lot I can do. So we are now walking up Church Walk, because obviously it's a walk down to the church, isn't it? I do apologise for the quality of this filming. I'm doing the best I can. Yeah, so this building here, guys, used to be an electrical store, believe it or not. I remember the guy used to smoke a pipe. Very, very strong smell of tobacco. And he was called Mr. Spaulding, Angus Spaulding. And that was where the electrical shop used to be back in the 70s. The beautiful hollyhocks in that garden there. So I'm coming towards the end of the video now, guys. There's a cottage there on my left that has been recently renovated, and that is again one of the oldest cottages in the village. So I'm just coming down now back to the memorial hall. I want to tell you a little bit about the hall. Quite an impressive building, really. So this was 100 years old in March, and the building was donated by Sir Henry Wills, the tobacco people. It was donated after the First World War to the parishioners of Wrington in memorial of the people that passed away in the First World War. And there was another reference to John Locker over here as well. So this is the John Locke rooms. Again, quite an impressive building. So there you are then, guys. That was my little guided tour of Wrington. Probably not the best one I could have done, but it's not my normal type of thing, is it? So I've done the best I can, and hopefully you'll enjoy the video. So thanks for watching, guys. Another plane going off. It's mad. It's a Sunday as well. Look at me moaning. Anyway, guys, I'll wrap it up there. If you do like this type of content, please do like and subscribe, and hit the little notification button down below. And until the next time, all the best from Somerset Man Walking. Cheers.